Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is Jason Blevins with the Colorado Sun. We got Ethan Green and Brian Lazar with the Colorado Avalanche Information Center today. We got big storm coming in, holiday weekend, big long 3-4 weeks of dry weather, and everything's kind of setting up for a pretty dangerous weekend for the MLK holiday weekend. And Ethan and Brian have some concerns and issues they're going to bring to us, and we're going to Ethan, why don't you start it? Tell us what's going on out there with this new storm cycle.
Yeah, I think you summed it up pretty well, Jason. It's been kind of a dry year, which is kind of a mixed bag for avalanches. But we had a pretty dry period where there wasn't a lot of snow, and the traveling in the backcountry just kind of got less and less inspiring. That's changed now, and we're getting some snow, which is great. But that's making for some pretty tricky avalanche conditions, and then we're heading right into this holiday weekend, and so that lining up of people getting excited, wanting to get out, having the time off to get out, and also having fairly tricky avalanche conditions. That makes us kind of nervous, and that's the kind of time that we get accidents, and so we really want to get ahead of that, get people's attention, remind them to plan and make appropriate plans for this weekend to keep them out of avalanche areas.
And Brian, what are we looking at on the weather side? With looks like the storm cycle just started. We're looking at single digit accumulations in a lot of spots. Looks like you guys went to high danger out there in the Irwin, some of the drainage just west of Crescent Butte this morning. So are you anticipating to see increasing danger as the snow piles up?
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing in that really western reaches of the Elk Mountains, where we went to a warning today, was because we got, a foot of snow essentially, overnight on Wednesday. And that's just really an early indication of what's going to happen in a lot of other places. So they're just a little bit ahead of the curve, but you can imagine a lot of places are going to follow suit. We expect a lot of the places to start crossing those critical thresholds where we see high avalanche danger in a natural avalanche cycle largely on Saturday and into Sunday. So you think you're just going to see the areas of red and high danger and avalanche warning expand as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, and we got, like you said, Ethan, high winds coming. So, traditionally on this weekend, sadly, we've seen, 4 out of 12 past years we've had fatal avalanche accidents on this holiday weekend. Lots of pent up demand. For the past 4 months, we've been kind of going out there willy nilly, like it's just about anything, right? And now it's time to kind of reset our backcountry mindset, and that's something that I remember you guys were very aggressive with that in March 2019, telling us like, hey, if you've been somewhere and it's been safe for 10 years, think about it again. This isn't. What are you hoping to kind of communicate with some backcountry travelers as we kind of set our weekend plans here?
Well, again, Jason, I think you summed it up really well. Similar to kind of that message that you referenced, but in a much shorter time frame right now. Last week we had pretty much low danger across the whole state, and like you said, there was maybe 10 days or 2 weeks in there where you could go a lot of places, really about anywhere you wanted to. And what we're seeing now is it's just really different than that. So that contrast between last week and what we're seeing today and what we expect to see, this weekend is really different. And so making that shift for people can sometimes be, challenging. And so what we really want people to do is check the forecast, look at what the conditions are for today or wherever they're planning to recreate, and make sure they make a plan that's appropriate for that. And the stuff that you were eyeing last week, like you said, probably isn't going to be on the menu anymore this weekend.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And you guys are on a sort of a media blitz and kind of touring around. You got a press conference coming up today. Hopefully some more events and things like that. Is this sort of the new approach for CAIC to really get in front of these forecasts and start to reach out to travelers before we kind of before the weekend arrives, before Saturday morning, sort of checking the forecast Saturday morning sort of thing. Here we are on Thursday saying, hey, plan, make a plan.
Yeah. I mean, Brian can talk about this because he's done a lot of the work around some of this education, but we're teaching people to plan ahead, and so we want to give them the information so they can do that effectively. I think like what Brian was talking about with over the next couple of days, like we're going to be seeing this sort of shift in different parts of the state. We really want to get ahead of that.
Yeah, I mean, and I would just add to that, Jason, it's, we're going to see the areas of avalanche warnings and high danger expand, but the message is really, pretty simple. There's going to be dangerous areas in almost all mountain ranges throughout Colorado this week. And whether or not we hit level 4 in high danger or not, even the places that are just sitting at considerable danger are going to be quite dangerous. And so that's a really tough mindset. This is why we want to really get this message out. Like, people have really been jonesing for the return of snowfall and the return of winter. And this recipe we've built now is a return of winter, the most dangerous avalanche conditions we've probably seen all season, coinciding with some people having some time off, makes us really nervous. And there's not going to be many places in the state that are going to be safe this weekend. Like, everywhere is going to be dangerous because everywhere is going to get snowfall, and it's going to fall in those weak layers we've been talking about for weeks, which developed during the drought spell. So it's a whole reset in the mind, in your travel plans for this weekend. And, there's going to be many, many fewer slopes where you can travel safely in the backcountry.
Perfect. Well, I'll let you guys get to it. Really appreciate it, Ethan, Brian, and we will do what we can to spread your message far and wide.
Thanks for helping us.
Appreciate that.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jason.
guys.